Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. And lately, it seems like we cannot go more than a day without getting some information about XDefiant. And I'm sure a lot of you guys might be having some trouble keeping up with all the info that's coming out lately. And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to go over all of that info in chronological order and kind of piece together this jigsaw puzzle and see what all of this info means and give you kind of my theory as to, you know, what everything means and how this kind of points to a launch happening very soon, hopefully. We begin with the Ubisoft investors report call that happened on February the 8th, and so they released a title release schedule for fourth quarter that again had XDefiant Season 0 listed as a digital only launch for the quarter. While this call was happening, I was at work, but I did manage to catch it, and I'll just play the important bits for you guys right here.
On the free-to-play side in Q4, we expect to release XDefiant, our first-person arena shooter experience on console and PC. While the game recently underwent some private tests to verify all the work that has gone into the game in the last month, the team is gearing up to go live. We are very excited to finally bring this game to a wider audience.
And after the investors call had wrapped up, I had these thoughts to jot down, and so I tweeted out this tweet: Ubisoft's Q3 investors report call just wrapped up, and here are some key takeaways as it pertains to @Play XDefiant. 1. It is still on track to launch sometime before March 31st. 2. Plans for a public test were scrapped for private testing, which is already wrapped up. And 3. Ubisoft San Francisco are gearing up for a launch, and more news regarding launch will be released in the coming weeks. And so some people were doubting this point 3 here, but we had to wait a little bit. But then the floodgates kind of opened, and for the past little over a week, a lot of info has been coming out. It seems like every day it's something new with XDefiant. And so this started on February 15th when X coins were revealed as the premium currency for XDefiant by mistake on the Xbox store. And so you can see here, this is 500 coins that you can buy for $4.99 USD, so that's about $1 USD for 100 in-game coins. And so yeah, this was available on the Xbox store for purchase, and it was even bundled with the open session, and people were speculating about what this could possibly mean. But ENFS clarified that what it means is that they're just going to reuse the open session app ID, and they're just going to turn that app ID into the full release game. After this had all broke, the X coins were taken off the Xbox store on February the 16th, and then we didn't get any news on the 17th, but on the 18th, these rewards had leaked on the Ubisoft Connect application on desktop, and this comes to us courtesy of Astonish2K on Twitter. And so basically we have a couple things here. We have a Vector skin, the Midnight Velocity pack, we have a Battle Pass tier skip, a Battle Pass booster, and a Weapon XP booster. And you'll note that all of these are purchasable with a currency called units, which are a freemium currency in the Ubisoft Connect application that you actually get from leveling up and doing stuff in the Ubisoft client. So you can earn these for free, and so technically these are free to earn skins, but you just need to have enough currency first to buy them. And so I actually had some currency laying around, and I was able to actually purchase this Midnight Velocity pack for the Vector. I really like the Vector, so I'm actually looking forward to rocking this. I think this is a really clean blue skin. I really like it. But then also the next day, another reward was added to the shop, and I believe this one was free. The low profile pack comes with a player card and a midnight blue skin for the Echelon character. I redeemed that as well, but then the next day, all the rewards were removed from the client and you weren't able to access them or buy them anymore. So a little bit unfortunate for the people who missed those, but you'll be able to get them on launch, don't worry. And then the very next day, what actually happened was that XDefiant was just completely removed from everybody's libraries on the desktop application. And so the only place you could still see it in your game library was on the mobile app. But there wasn't anything to actually see in the mobile app, but it's still in people's libraries. They didn't uninstall it from your machine or whatever. It's not showing up. It's private now. You can't see the store page, which means, probably unintentional that we saw all these rewards and stuff because people weren't supposed to have this XDefiant build in their libraries. They had gotten it, as I covered in a previous video, through a bug glitch method to get it added to your account prematurely, and so that's why people were able to see these rewards and stuff. And so then we didn't get something for another day, but as of today, a couple people were asking Mark Rubin some questions, and he had some free time. He logged into his Twitter account and just started answering some fan questions. And so this guy asked, at Pixels of Mark, sneaky launch at Play XDefiant today, ? And his response to that question was, I feel your pain. I can't update you on a release date yet, unfortunately, but I've promised before that we won't shadow drop the game. As much as I possibly can, I will make sure everyone has a clear date for when the game will go live. And so I responded to Mark saying, Mark really said the line, and I posted this meme that I made a while ago that I think has aged incredibly well. The meme basically goes, never ask a woman her age, a man his salary, or Mark Rubin, XDefiant's release date. It's funny, actually, that Mark ended up liking this tweet, kind of leaning into it, being a little self-aware. I think he understands that we're all a little bit frustrated with, these delays over the past couple months and stuff. But then as well, he had answered another fan question on Twitter. Basically, someone was asking him about the cheating conspiracy in Call of Duty, where people think that there are popular streamers who are just allowed to cheat and that Activision has proof they're cheating but just decides not to ban them because it's good for marketing or whatever. And so Mark responded to this fan saying, I don't know a lot about this issue, streamers being allowed to cheat. I have no idea if it's real or perceived, but I can say we won't tolerate cheating by anybody. And so I quote tweeted this saying, my goat Mark debasing himself by responding to the conspiracy cretins. It's so Jover. And Mark ended up actually replying to my quote tweet saying, yeah, I've seen this theory a lot, but don't have any idea if it holds any water. But I wanted to be clear that we will ban people that cheat, unless it's me, of course, a winky face. And so I responded to Mark that it would be fun if we loaded up into a match and he was just one person versus a full team, and he had like a bunch of stat increases, raid boss style. And Mark actually kind of liked the idea, thought it was a little fun, and he says, that actually sounds fun, writing that down as a possible future LTM. And so my response to that was, if it gets implemented, I'll be expecting my royalty check in the form of X coins. And so yeah, pretty nice to have Mark interacting with fan ideas and stuff, and to take something I said as an offhand comment and potentially in the future we'll see something like that in the game. Could be a really fun little, party type mode. So interested to see if that does end up ever actually getting put in the game. That'd be really cool. After all this, after Mark had answered these questions and said like, look guys, don't expect anything, what actually ended up happening is that reports started going around that there was an update on the PS5, and so after I investigated, I made this tweet saying an update to @PlayXDefiant just went out on the PS5 that removes beta from the title and version to 1.0. This seems to suggest that PlayStation has approved the day one patch. If true, all that's left is to wait on Microsoft to approve the patch for Xbox, and XDefiant will be ready to launch. And so I got these photos of the patch being installed, courtesy of @DarkVault on Twitter, and so you can see here, it's an 8.7 gig patch for XDefiant. Once reports started coming in of people booting up the game and checking out and seeing that this was actually an updated build of the game from what we had last seen, I wrote this tweet saying, eager players have been trying to get into @Play XDefiant before the servers are up after an 8GB update went out today on PS5. Curiously, some players have a red title screen while others have a blue one. After investigating, both share the same build number, but could possibly be due to region differences, with the players reporting a blue screen in Europe and those with a red screen being in North America. And so here you can see the red screen and the blue screen, and they both share the same version number, being S00.250. And so the last time that the game was playable during the open betas and the PTS, this version number was actually S00.045. So this is in fact a new build and seemingly a more current build than what we had last played on. And so previously what I mentioned with this regionality aspect and the difference between the red and blue screens, after some additional investigating and talking to many people on console, we kind of ruled out things that weren't causing it, and so it didn't end up being due to region difference, and then I thought maybe it was due to a language difference. We figured out that was also not the case, so I'm not exactly sure. I don't really have any other ideas what it could possibly be causing some people to have this red screen and others to have the blue screen, but something interesting to think about. And so due to all this information kind of coming out, Tom Henderson, a prominent video games journalist and someone who's a relatively credible source in terms of game leaks and stuff when it comes to Ubisoft and Activision, he chimed in and he said, "Don't expect to be playing it anytime soon." When asked about XDefiant, he said it's not canned, it's just in a bit of a rut and I expect it to miss its late March release. Could be wrong though. And so my opinion on this is that I think that this is maybe a little bit of speculation from Tom here based on, you know, this is the vibe he's getting internally from the people that he's spoken to at Ubisoft, which, you know, he might not be getting the full story here. He might just be getting only part of it from certain people, and maybe those certain people are not doing the best job of representing the situation accurately to Tom. Tom even admits himself he could very well be wrong. So, you know, I'm kind of taking what Tom said here with a little bit of a grain of salt. And so as well, XDiGG, prominent community member, chimed in, and after discussing with actual developers on the game, he was told that the server updates on the client and XDefiant itself are not for public release servers. The devs use the same functions for launching the game, more than likely why the NDA screen was showing for that one guy. Looks like March will more than likely not be the release date, question mark. Basically, this bit about the NDA screen, when people were able to launch the game on the PS5, both the red and the blue screen had the old NDA watermark on their screen floating around that was available during insider testing and the closed testing before the game was publicly revealed and all that. So basically what's happening there, I'm pretty sure, is that's just there to make sure that people that are remotely private testing the game don't leak gameplay footage. I don't think that's necessarily, you know, a bad sign or anything. I think it's just extra security measures for Ubisoft to kind of protect themselves from any more leaks. And after kind of speaking it over with XDI and just putting together the timeline of everything that's been happening for this video, he's kind of come around to the idea again that they will actually make their March release date. So again, you know, take these tweets with a grain of salt. That's just kind of speculation and reacting to information on the fly. You know, don't read into it too much, I guess. After all of this happened, the last little bit of info that came out was that Faceless One YT on Twitter had posted the trophies on PlayStation. As you can see, there's 13 trophies. We'll just kind of go through them all on screen now, and you can read them if you want. These seem pretty achievable, so a lot of you guys can get your platinum trophies for XDefiant on day one. And if you'll recall back a couple months ago, I did end up getting sent a list of challenges in the Ubisoft Connect client for XDefiant, and these were promptly removed after, but I thought this was kind of a good time to bring them back up again and show that they are not the same as achievements. They are completely different. So basically these challenges are going to be here so that once you complete them and you complete enough of them, you'll level up. That level up will give you units in the Ubisoft Connect client, and then you can then use those units to redeem freemium rewards, skins and tier skips and boosters and stuff. And so yeah, this is something that a lot of you, you know, free-to-play guys, people who aren't looking to spend money on the game, you guys are going to be very happy to hear that there's already stuff in the game that you can grind for that is free to earn, and they can keep adding more rewards over time and cycle stuff out. So, you know, it starts off with this vector skin and then they move it out for another skin, and you don't have to spend money on X coins to buy the premium skins with real money. You can just grind out these free to earn things, and that's a nice little bonus for all you guys who just want to, you know, have fun and all that. And that about wraps up everything that's happened this month so far. Our jigsaw puzzle is still missing a couple pieces, but the picture we can see so far has all signs pointing towards a release for XDefiant in the coming weeks. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below, and as well, if you're trying to stay up to date with all future XDefiant news that is still to come, make sure to drop a sub on the channel. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great day. Peace.